They give me,
You're fighting, obviously, the headline is with Monster Inoue. What are your thoughts on this Japanese monster that
He's a monster, bro. They don't call him the monster for no reason. But I'm excited to be fighting on this card. He's a hell of a champion, and hopefully one day I can get some rounds with him.
That'd be good. Have you met him before?
Never.
No.
I'm excited to meet him. It'd be dope.
What do you think makes Japanese fighters so special? Kind of like similar style with Mexican.
I think they fight a lot like Mexican fighters. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
They love to fight. They know he's real smart, real fast. He has a good defense. Good head movement too. So he's a hell of a fighter. Hell of a fighter.
Yeah, people want to see him against Tank. Obviously there's a huge weight class
right.
between that. But do you think at some point we might see that matchup between the two?
Hopefully. I'll be down to see. I'm a boxing fan, so it should be good.
Yeah, you think there's a chance also that we'll see, obviously they're in the mix. If he does move up, obviously you're a big boy for your weight class, but a potential showdown with Tank and obviously with someone
that'd be amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about big fights. So, I'm young in my career, but I know there's a lot of great fights to make, and sky's the limit.
I think you're gonna get a chance to get a good name this year.
Yeah, why not? I mean, fighting for my first co-main event this year, and I'm gonna be fighting for my first belt this year too. So I'm excited about it. Sky's the limit, like I said, and I'll be at the glory.
Is there a name out there that you see yourself in the ring with?
Anybody who's in my way. If you fight at 140 and you're in the way to the world title, then I gotta fight you. So once I get to the world title, then we can make huge fights happen. People want to see belt versus belt, everything on the line, high stakes. So, it's an amazing thing, amazing time in boxing right now.
Speaking of Emiliano, what do you think of Tito Mercado?
Tito Mercado, he actually fought my brother when he was an amateur. I know he just fought not too long ago. He was talking shit to Keyshawn and Shakur, so I think we both have the same interest. He's a good fighter. He's definitely a good fighter, and like I said, anybody who's at 140, I'd love to get it on.
What's behind the Keyshawn beef? Where did it start?
Not really beef. I'm done talking about it. It's just now people are starting to see who he is after interviews of me and him going at it. So I'm just good.
What sparked it? We're all just curious. What sparked
everybody saw the video, so
it was the little.
Just everybody. I mean, look, I'm a young man at the end of the day. I'm not gonna be disrespected, So, when you put your finger in my face, that's a sign of disrespect. So, I got my mother there. I got my family, my sister. So it's just, that's really what it was. But other than that, he should be worried about his next fight. I'm worried about my next fight, but success rubs people the wrong way.
Emiliano,
fighting on a festive weekend like this.
Huh?
Fighting on a festive weekend like this, Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Yeah.
Major card. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. This is what I was meant to do. I'm a star, because God made me that way. I'm made in His image. I walk with favor, and nobody can tell me that I'm not a star. My mama thinks so. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just real happy, real excited. I just fought 3 weeks ago. My toughest opponent to date. Luckily, I got the victory and in a pretty amazing fashion. And I'm not gonna do the same thing every time I fight. Just continue to get better.